What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode 11 of our Liverpool FC Let's Play here in Football Manager 2016. And today we have for you guys the Europa League semi-final first and second leg against Manchester United in a kind of another special episode. We're doing another double header. If you want to see last episode, definitely recommend it. It was a longer episode with 3 matches in it, and yeah, it was pretty good. I'm pretty excited about this game. If you can hear in my voice a little bit of raspiness, that is because I've literally woken up, jumped in the shower, and then rolled to my desk from my bed after having a shower. I didn't get back into my bed. But the bottom line is, I've just woken up. I've explained that horrifically. So if I sound ill, I'm not. I promise you, not at the moment, although last few months, it feels like I've been ill more times than I haven't been. I'm just tired, but at the same time very, very excited by these games. So as you can see, first leg's going to be at home. I'm not going to live com the Premier League game against Newcastle in between, but we will be back for the second leg later on this episode. Since the last episode, just 3 results to tell you guys about, all in the league. 2 wins, 1 draw. First win against West Brom. Really convincing result. As you can see, we won 5-1, which was really nice. Firmino grabbing a few goals too, which is always pleasing. We dominated the game from start to finish. West Brom very rarely in it. Berahino did grab a consolation for them. The next game was a 0-0 draw against West Ham, a game where they didn't have a shot on target, but we didn't do anything with the shots we had. It was one of those games where it kind of had a draw written all over it. There wasn't a load of chances, really. West Ham had more of the possession, but with our more direct style of play, we got it into their box perhaps a few more times than they did to us. But in reality, there was just no cutting edge from either team, and as a result, it finished 0-0. Anyway, the last result was a really big result, really. We beat Spurs, and we beat them, as you can see here, 1-0. I actually want to show you something, because as you can see here, Vasquez missed a penalty. And, well, this was a big game, and we were on the back foot for such a large spell of this game. You can see here our goal came from a set piece, which was kind of pleasing. Looking at the stats here, Tottenham had a lot of chances. Obviously, they're very talented in the wide areas, and that really has been a kind of sticking point, I guess, of our team. Has been kind of our ability, I guess, to deal with the ball out wide. So if we go to the, I guess this is the penalty here. It is excellent. So this penalty was pretty weird. So as I mentioned, Spurs dominating the wide areas, as you can see here, and they did create a lot of chances from it. This was a weird one because Henderson seemed to clear the ball quite far, but I can only assume he went through Nem. And then as you can see from the penalty spot, Bogdan still in goal. The Ginger Ninja himself. And he came up clutch. He made a save. Spoilers, I've now ruined what I wanted to show you. But the bottom line is, this was the incredible save. I say that. He stayed down the middle. It was still incredible. I don't care, Bogdan. You are special in my heart now. He's earning a place slowly but surely in the Work the Space Hall of Fame, I feel like. But anyway, those were the results, only 3. In terms of where that leaves us in the league, as you can see here, we're currently 5th. We have 4 games left of our season. Chelsea have got a game in hand, but are already 1 point ahead of us. Manchester United, on the same amount of games played as us, are 3 points ahead of us. Then Arsenal and Man City a little way away. So that's the league situation at the moment. Having a quick look at our squad going into today's game. 2 injuries to tell you guys about. I don't think they're new since the last episode, but Coutinho still out with his hamstring injury, out between 2 and 4 weeks. Luke's out with a hip injury, could be out for up to 8 weeks. So we've got them to contend with. Looking at the rest of our squad, fairly good all things considering. I'm hopeful that we can do a job here against United. Yeah, I kind of feel like at this point, I'm kind of sat now thinking maybe I should have made a backup tactic to kind of help against United, who we've struggled against so far this season. But at the same time, the games we've had against them have been pretty darn close, all things considering. You can see, looking at our team, I think this is the team that we are going to go with. I'm just contemplating in my mind if there's any last minute changes I want to make. I think I'm going to drop Sturridge for Benteke actually. But you can see condition really not a factor for today's game. Players pretty kind of fit and rearing to go. You can see here Mignolet back in the side. This is going to be, I believe, his first game back. 92% condition. Not match sharp, but we're going to have to chance it because he's better than Bogdan, despite Bogdan saving that penalty in the last game that he played in. So looking at United's team here, Rooney, Depay, Mata, Young, Herrera, Schweinsteiger, back for a Shaw, Rojo, Smalling, and who was the right back? It was Damian, and then I guess that's De Gea in goal. That's the predicted lineup, so we'll see how good our assistant is there. You can see completely sold out here at Anfield for the first leg. I'm hoping that we can do well. We will find out. Of course, the other semi-final going on in this competition is between Spurs and Southampton. Looking at it here, we are the favourites. And apparently, because Manchester United find themselves against a team in good form, the commentator guy is predicting a draw. I do think Coutinho is a big miss for us, and I agree with that. Klein is our key player. Look at the top goal scorers in the competition. And Valencia with 14. That's a weird one. He's actually really good this year in FM, Valencia. Looks like he's been doing a good job for West Ham too. But anyway, let's get into the game. And how good was my assistant? He was pretty spot on with that prediction. I'll give him that. Right. Apply team advice. I'm going to tell the players this one is for the fans. We're at home, playing against our big rivals. First leg, of course. Second leg will be coming your way after this one. And yeah, let's see how we get on here. So I'm a little bit nervous. Obviously, Europa League semi-final, a competition that for a long time I've kind of said, I don't really care about. But following our, I guess, dramatic win in the quarterfinals, I've now decided it means everything to me. Because, of course, winning this competition does get you a Champions League spot. And given the fact that Southampton and Spurs aren't likely to finish in the top four, so one of them's going to get it, get to the final, that certainly seems winnable in my eyes, and I hope that we can put in a good performance here, good first leg, hopefully keep things kind of shut at the back, because we have a chance and Benteke buries it to make it 1-0. We need to keep a shutout if possible. Obviously away goals are a factor in these two-legged European ties, and that is something that, well, we're going to need to monitor. We need to be careful of. But off to the flying start here. Ings from the throw-in. And then he just squeezes a ball in for Benteke, who manages to get on the end of it. He had 4 United players around him, but he's done a good job there. And we have a throw-in in a similar situation to the last one. Unfortunately, this time, giving it away. And United going to try and break, although cut out there, I think, by, was it Chan? I'm not sure who it was. Number 7. You deserve a moment in the spotlight. Who are you? It was Henderson. Well, there you go. I don't even know my own team. Ings, though, down the right-hand side. He's already put in 1 ball of quality for an assist, but this time dispossessed. United not committing many men forward, but they have got men in the wide areas. And Rooney just hammers one from 30 yards and it goes over. I was worried. I did kind of inhale there and hold my breath as that went flying towards the goal in 2D. But looking at this, 1-0 so far. We're dominating possession, 60%, which is pleasing. United's only shot was that one Rooney effort that was very, very speculative. So United not having the ball very near our half. I'd love to get another goal while we're on top in this kind of game. We've not had a lot of chances, all things considering, though, really. Although there's going to be a highlight here, and Darmian to Young, cutting inside. We have got to be wary. United don't have a ton of pace down the centre, but certainly in Depay and Young and their other wide men, they've got a lot of pace. It looks like they're playing very narrow in the midfield, curiously, so that's something to keep an eye on. I guess they're really trying to counter our kind of very narrow formation and our kind of aim, I guess, to exploit the middle by kind of really bunching up there. And then when they have possession of the ball, you can see they're really splitting and going wide, although we've got to be careful of the overlap here. Luke Shaw putting it into Depay. Depay pulls it back to Rooney, who hits the crossbar. Get it away, Moreno. No nonsense, please. He gets rid of it. Can we break now? Probably not, but there's options ahead for Danny Ings. Firmino. Ings. Benteke's up ahead. Allen, the Welsh Avi, to Moreno. Can you put in a good ball? He can't. Mata going to intercept that, and I think that's going to be all she wrote for this highlight. Although United now on the attack, it's end-to-end stuff all of a sudden. The game opening up in this spell. Ball in, Mignolet clutches the ball to his chest, makes the save, and we live to fight another day. But we've had a few warning shots here, I guess. Schweinsteiger out with a facial injury. I wonder if they'll keep playing him through or if they'll sub him off in the hopes he can play in the next game. I'm going to tell the players I'm far from pleased with what I've just seen. They look fired up. That's kind of the reaction I was hoping for. Despite the fact we're winning against United 1-0, I think we can be doing more with the ball that we've got. And I'm hoping the players are going to respond accordingly here as Emre Can tries to feed through Danny Ings, but Rojo there to dispossess. And it would be lovely to get a second here. If we could go in with a 2-goal cushion into the second leg, whilst it certainly wouldn't be a guaranteed win, as we showed, I guess, when we played against Lazio, as Benteke scores to make it 2-0. It would put us in a very good place, and we are now in a very good place. If we could get just one more, I don't want to get too greedy, but a 3-goal cushion I'd feel comfortable. I certainly wouldn't be playing a weakened team for the second leg. But what a goal there by Christian Benteke. Just on his left foot, sweeps it across the goalkeeper's kind of face of goal, and it goes into the far corner. Lovely finish. And United are probably going to go on the attack now, so maybe we can look to exploit them. They're probably going to look to throw a few men forward. Now in a situation where they need that away goal, because that's going to be big for them. And now we're on the attack again. Christian Benteke dispossessed again. That was half a chance perhaps, although we're still applying the pressure. We're not letting United have any build-up play in their midfield, but we could be caught out here. Pushing our very high line, high up the pitch. Perhaps asking for a little bit of trouble, given the pace United have, particularly on the overlap. And Young is there on the overlap. He buries it to make it 2-1. And I got greedy. I wanted a free goal cushion, and within 2 minutes we've conceded. But you could see it coming. You could see it was a nice run by Young in behind. I think it was Moreno just failed to track him, just wasn't aware of the runner. And it's let Young get in for a relatively easy finish. Firmino has gashed his leg. Is there any changes to make here? Is anyone having a horrific game? Firmino's not had the best game, really. So we're going to bring on Jordan Ibe. And Jordan Ibe is a player who, in Europe, particularly in the group stage, really shone. So maybe he's the kind of player who can come on off the bench. Got a lot of pace about him. Hopefully he can terrorise kind of the United midfield, show a lot of energy in that area. And maybe create an opportunity or two with the kind of extra degree of pace and energy he's going to have on everyone else kind of in that area of the pitch. Looking at the stats, very much the same as the first half, really. Possession still around 60% in our favour. We're still having a lot more shots than United. They've been fairly limited in their opportunities. They've had one corner. We haven't created any clear-cut chances, unlike United, which is perhaps a little bit disappointing. But we've looked pretty good, all things considering, and we've got a chance here. Klein whips it in. Benteke, but De Gea. Well, that was a clear-cut chance. De Gea making a fine save in his 6-yard box. A close-range header, but he managed to parry it away to safety, which I'm noticing a lot of this year in FM, where last year it felt like there was a lot of rebounds. This year it feels like whilst there are some rebounds, a lot of the time the keepers are more than capable of kind of parrying the ball in a direction that isn't going to go straight to an on-rushing attacker. Anyway, 4 minutes left. I've only made the one sub change, but I'm pretty happy with how we're playing. I didn't want to mix things up too much. If we could grab one more here, that would be huge, although, the game is fairly open at this point. Ibe, the sub, finds some space. Can he whip in a ball? He can, and Danny Ings is there. Makes it 3-1. Jordan Ibe having that impact on off the bench, doing exactly what I wanted from him. I'm now going to make a change. I'm going to take off Joe Allen. I'm also going to take off Sacco, just because I don't want those players who are yellow carded getting sent off with 3 minutes left. Sacco, you've got a bit of a reputation too, so I want to save you from any potential disciplinary issues, I guess, in terms of being suspended for the semi-final and indeed the final if we want to look a little bit further ahead. So we'll take those guys off. Hopefully that isn't going to impact us too negatively. Obviously, Maya and Joe Gomez pretty capable of playing in our side. It's not like we're significantly weakening our side in doing that. And that is going to mark full time in this first leg. 3-1, a fantastic win. Very, very happy with that. We've been long overdue a win against Manchester United this season. And it does give the whole team a massive boost. We'll see what went on in the other semi-final. And, Tottenham absolutely spanked Southampton. So it's looking like they're going to be going through, unless Southampton can really turn things around. Southampton, a bit of a curious case, really. If we look at the league table, where are Southampton? They're in 11th. So they've risen up the table a little bit. But there was a point where they were, in a relegation battle for a little while. So they've done well to come out of that. Looking at the bottom of the table, we've not looked at it too much throughout this save, but you can see Stoke, Bournemouth, Sunderland and Leicester down there. But anyway, let's move on to the next leg of the Manchester United game. Just one game to play in between. I'll talk about that game, and then we're going to be, I guess, looking forward to the big game, potentially a shot at a European domestic final. So I'll talk to you guys in just a second. Okay guys, so we are back. Just quickly before we get into the game, which of course is going to be the second leg. We beat Newcastle in the game kind of midweek. As you can see, we won here 4-2. Good to see a variety of goal scorers. Good to see Firmino grab a few. Game was relatively comfortable. We outplayed Newcastle, and as a result of this result, we actually move up into 4th place, or we did. Chelsea have just played a game in hand and actually got 2 points. But nevertheless, it's still really, really tight. There was a period, I promise you, where we were in 4th place. But as I said, Chelsea did have a game in hand, which they apparently won. And as a result, they've leapfrogged us again. But nevertheless, really tight at the top. I'm still pretty hopeful that we might be able to leapfrog one of these teams. I believe Chelsea's last 2 games are against Arsenal and Spurs, whereas, as you can see, looking at United's results, they've got a few perhaps easier games. So Chelsea really the team we are hoping are going to slip up. But anyway, let's get into the game. We are taking on, of course, Manchester United, as you guys know. I rested all my players who started the game at the weekend. I decided that for the Newcastle game I needed to be at full strength, so I let all my players rest. They're still resting now, but as you can see, as a result, their conditions recovered pretty fast, and yeah, they're in pretty good raring shape, I guess, to go in this game. So we're going to get straight into this. I'm hopeful after that impressive first leg win that we can have more of the same here, but we'll just have to see how things go. I'm going to tell the players that I expected us to keep the run going. They hated it. Now we've confused Skirtle. Excellent. Anyway, let's just tell everyone else the same thing, and they all look happy. So 3-1 after the first leg. It was pretty nervy. I think anyone would agree with that. I'm going to turn down my highlight speed just down by 1 notch. We have a set piece here. Firmino hits the wall with a free kick. Can Sacco do anything with it? Probably not, but he lays it off to Firmino. Sacco just gets in the way, and we need to not be counted here. I expect a good back pass here, Klein, if you want to back pass it. He doesn't. He wants to go down the line, but we've given it straight back to United, who are going to come at us. Rooney tackled. Fantastic tackle. I'm not sure who that was by. Now do we have a chance to break? Moreno going down the left-hand side, inside to Emre Can. Henderson. Schweinsteiger with the tackle, though. I have a feeling this is going to be a very, very nervy game. I'm hoping it's going to be comfortable. I would love a 0-0, but it doesn't look like we're going to get it, as Rooney has a chance. And Rooney doesn't need many chances to score. He scores. It's 1-0. Just a reminder, if we were to lose 2-0 on the night, we'd go out on away goals. We do need to score if Manchester United score again. Of course, it's now 3-2 on aggregate, 1-0 on the night. And away goals could be a factor. But I kind of knew that coming into this game, that getting a goal was probably going to be needed. But at the same time, to concede just 5 minutes into the game is a little bit disheartening. I'm hoping the players can bounce back from that. Looking at it, there's not a lot of kind of stuff going on in terms of chances, although we have a set piece here. Skirtle. Is that a penalty? Allen? There's just a big kind of scramble in the box. It finds its way to Ings. De Gea with the save. That was a real chance. Danny Ings tried to hit it low and at the near post, but De Gea was there to make the save. But it's good to see us at least crafting out a few opportunities. Looking at the stats, it's just a really 50-50 game at the moment. That Rooney goal really been the difference maker 15 minutes into this. We had a chance there, though, and I'm a little bit disappointed we didn't take it. But, you know, we have to kind of, I guess, keep our heads on. We need to stay composed here. Players' condition is very good. United in a very similar situation to us when it comes to fixture congestion. Obviously, going deep into European competitions often leaves you... spread thin, I guess, when it comes to fitness, and just if you don't have a particularly deep squad, you're certainly going to have to do a lot of rotation or play players that run fit. I kind of feel like my squad management in that regard has been pretty good this season and has helped us in Europe. And hopefully that can show here as Danny Ings scores. I think it's offside. It is offside. I'm not even going to celebrate. Danny Ings with what was a nice little finish. I would have loved to have seen that in 3D. But at the same time, I kind of don't want to see it now. Now I know it's offside, because it just wouldn't have the same thing, the same impact. So Firmino injured. Bruce Shin, I've been told to take him off by my assistant. Jordan Ibe, you made an impact in the first leg, I believe. But you can do it again for us here. So we have a chance out wide to Moreno. There's options in the middle. We've got some fantastic options on off the bench. Players like Benteke, who if we need a goal, we can certainly bring on, and they're likely to get it for us. But let's focus on what we can do here. Ibe, thread through Danny Ings. De Gea with another save. That is 2 clear-cut chances, both falling to Danny Ings. Neither of them taken, though. And that is a little bit disappointing, although we're on the attack again here. Allen, Emre Can, Ings, Henderson. Can we pull the trigger? Can we have a shot? We can't. Rojo, foul at the edge of the area. Could this be a chance? Emre Can with the free kick, whips it in. Ibe committing a foul. And that's going to be the end of that chapter. I was hoping actually the ref was going to give a penalty there, but it didn't happen. Unfortunately, willing for something to happen doesn't make it happen in Football Manager, or indeed in real football. But at half-time, it is going to be 1-0. Since we conceded, we've definitely improved in terms of kind of looking a little bit more comfortable in this game. We've not let United craft out too many opportunities. Of course, the concern's got to be that while it stays like this, United just need one goal at any point to go through, and they're probably going to throw a few men forward towards the end of this game. And, well, we know that we're going to need a goal too. Now, normally I'd make a sub potentially at this point, but given the fact we already made one from an injury, I do want to keep my 2 subs for a little bit longer. As Skirtle is just in no man's land. I don't know what he's doing with the ball there. In that situation, just boot it out. I do not want my players doing all these little fancy passes in our own 6-yard box. As Schweinsteiger, already on a yellow, is going to get a second yellow, is he? He is. He's off. United down to 10 men. This is fairly big. United making a double change there. And they've in fact made all their subs after 56 minutes, which is pretty brave. 65 minutes in, I think we're going to make a change ourselves. Danny Ings has been pretty disappointing, so I'm going to take him off. We're going to bring on Christian Benteke. We'll see how he gets on. 25 minutes left. 1-0 would be okay at this point, but another goal here would be fantastic for us. As United going to clear the ball away from a free kick, and now it's Darmian on the break. We need to stop this break if we can, because they've got men forward. Nathaniel Klein, what a tackle. Now can we hit the break with a break of our own? And, well, Sturridge has got to do better there. Clean through on goal. Just De Gea to beat, and he fluffs his lines. Not for the first time this season, and not for the first time one of our strikers has done that this game. 3 clear-cut chances we've had. If we concede late here, we only have ourselves to blame for crashing out of this competition, because, well, frankly, it's just not been good enough in front of goal. Our finishing just hasn't been great. Not long left of the game. I'm going to make one more change. I'm going to take off Sturridge, and I'm going to bring on Gabriel Barbosa. Gabriel, a player who hasn't played that much first-team football really of late. I've kind of been getting more settled, I guess, playing Sturridge, Ings and Benteke as kind of my first-choice strikers, but they're more than capable of grabbing goals, and as is Gabriel Barbosa, of course. But here, United throwing men forward. 85th minute, they're looking for that one goal that they'll need. We need to defend well here, and they've got a chance. Darmian out wide, whips it in. Sacco heading it away. Can we hit on the break now? We have a chance. Smalling, Gabriel Barbosa the sub, threads through Jordan Henderson. Option back post if he can find the ball in. He can't, but Henderson cuts inside himself, has a shot. And De Gea with another save. Maybe, just maybe we can make something from this corner. Henderson whips it in, Skirtle back post. Darmian to Joe Allen. And we're going to try and build from the back again, potentially. No, we're not. Highlights over. Oh boy, a little bit tense. 2 minutes left. Just hold on, boys. We don't need to do anything too crazy here. Just relax, and the result will come. And we are going to be going to the Europa League final. Of course, the winner of which qualifies for the Champions League. And the ball's going to be headed away. 1-0 on the night, but we go through 3-2 on aggregate. That fantastic performance in that first leg really helped us there. And we will be taking on... Who will we be taking on? Drum roll, please. We will be taking on Spurs, who we kind of already knew we were going to be playing. And that will be the last game of the season, I guess. In terms of on our fixture chart, let's have a quick look. It will be. So we've got Spurs to play. I think I'll be back next episode, guys, for the Everton game. We might do an end of season live comp. I'm not sure. Let me know if you guys would like to see that. That's something we could certainly do. Let me know if you'd like to see that down in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode as always. If you did, smash the like button. Great to see us progressing in the European competitions all the way to the final. Now we have a real chance at Champions League qualification through a route that isn't finishing top 4. And that might be what we need to do going into that game. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed, as I mentioned. Of course, if you're new here, subscribe. And yeah, hopefully episode 12 we will be qualifying for the Champions League. Or if not, we'll have to do it the hard way in the Europa League final. And yeah, that's going to wrap things up from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. It is me, Jack. And I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.